Alright, welcome back to the channel, everybody. My name is Alan, and normally there's a old cop car behind me, but my yard's kind of soupy, so wasn't getting a chance trying to get it back in here. Anyway, welcome to the channel. Today's video is going to be a little different because I'm a little pressed for time, so I don't have a whole lot of time to get into any kind of big projects or taking the car apart or anything like that. But there's a few things I'd like to talk about, a few things I'd like to go through, kind of some thoughts about the cars and things like that. So the first thing I'd like to mention is I'm thinking about rebuilding the rear deck light that's in the back of the Crown Vic. A few of you have mentioned to me that they should, I guess the light heads that are in there should be, I guess it's the LIN6, which are some kind of LED interchangeable light head. And I'm kind of curious if anybody has some experience taking that particular, I think it's a Whelen Edge light, I guess rear deck light, apart. So if you guys have ever done that, would love to hear your feedback. I hear it's plug and play, but I haven't had a chance to actually take that light apart yet and figure out, what kind of difficulty I'm facing. The pictures I've seen on eBay and some of the other places where you can buy those little light heads, they seem to be anywhere from 20 to 40 bucks depending on color or type. But they appear to be just plug and play. Basically, you unplug the old one, plug the new one in, kind of latch it in place. So I'm hoping it's that simple, but I'd like to take apart the actual light itself at some point and pull those heads out and take a look to see exactly what it is. But at minimum, I think I'm gonna have to change out, I think, one amber. Let's see, one of the ambers is kind of half lit, and then there's two reds that are half lit, and then there's another red that's completely out. So I guess at minimum I would need, I guess, 3 reds and 1 amber. If I were to change it to an all amber light setup, which could be quite expensive because it seems that amber is one of the more expensive lights to get a hold of, I would need, I guess, 7 of them because the 1 amber is half lit. So kind of thinking about that. I'm gonna have to probably save a couple dollars and or maybe sell some more of this random stuff that I got laying around here, since I know that there's a lot of people out there that want this stuff. So I'm gonna have to save my pennies either way and see if I can do that. The other thing that I'd like to talk to you guys about is on the rear doors of the Crown Vic, on the rear passenger doors, both sides, I have Whelen Talon, I guess, dash lights. And they actually have a plastic bracket that's holding them onto the door. And since the plastic bracket is fighting gravity, over the, I guess, almost 8 years of use that the fire department had, those brackets gave up. Both of them snapped. So the light on both of them is kind of like, I don't know, just kind of dangling there by one end of the bracket. So that's something else I'm gonna have to look into. I don't know if there's a good place to get those. I mean, I guess I could go to a Whelen dealer and see if I can buy that bracket by itself. But if anybody out there knows of a good like aftermarket place or a place that can sell me a bracket to replace that, I would prefer some sort of metal bracket. That way I don't have to worry about the plastic fatigue and then breaking. So would love to hear some thoughts on that, some feedback on that. And another thing that I think is kind of interesting is somebody was telling me on these hubcaps here, you can actually get, I guess, replacement little cover pieces that are actually the blue Ford logo. So I'm kind of debating on maybe doing that if any of those are available somewhere. One of the guys on Instagram was telling me about that. I think it's P71 guy. He's been pretty helpful to me, but he was telling me that there's some people out there that sell this, and he tried to get me a link to one, but apparently that guy was all out of it. So that is something else I've been thinking about, is maybe getting some replacement pieces for that. And I might get one replacement hubcap because I think the other ones are in pretty good shape. Maybe 2. I think one of them's got a bunch of cracks in it, but the other hubcap or wheel cover has just the 1 crack on it. So that's kind of where I'm at with the Crown Vic, kind of thinking about, what I want to do with that. Obviously, the Impala is I guess, really happy to see me and has been peeing on the floor lately. So I have to figure out what's going on with that. I need to probably get the car up on a jack and just see where that fluid's coming from. And one thing I hadn't even thought about is a couple people mentioned it might be brake fluid. So that could make the car really fun to drive. Yeah, so I should probably check that out the next chance I get. So that might be an upcoming video right there. I might be putting the car up on a jack and checking to see what exactly that fluid is. It could be some sort of like a hydraulic type fluid, which would be for brakes, like brake fluid, because it has kind of that consistency. But yeah, it could be something else too. I have no idea where it's coming from. I just noticed that there's a little bit of a puddle there because I guess the car was happy to see me, and it piddled like a puppy. But oh, as you guys know, I have the trunk pack for the Crown Vic, so I think I'm going to be putting that in the back of the Crown Vic there. Part of the reason why I'm thinking about doing that is I noticed, and I don't know if this is something you guys have just dealt with forever and nobody's ever really complained about it, but when you open up the trunk on the Crown Vic, for some reason just the water comes directly into the trunk floor, which makes me wonder how many of y'all have got some pretty bad rust problems in the bottom of your trunks. That's why I'm thinking about putting the trunk pack in there, because it'll at least catch the water and keep the water from going on the floor, and if there's any exposed metal from, you know, vibration of, I guess, the carpet rubbing, it'll keep rust from happening. At least that's what I'm hoping. But yeah, that's kind of what's on my mind right now. Hopefully I've got some more time coming up this weekend. Been really busy lately. I hear that maybe, I think it was this week. Yeah, I think it is this weekend. There is some sort of Crown Vic or Panther type car meetup in the Tampa area on Sunday. I think it was on the 24th. So if any of you guys are in Tampa and you're going to be actually attending that, I've been hearing about it on Instagram. People have been telling me about it. So if there's anybody out there that's actually going to be attending that, let me know. I would like to try to get out there and make it, but for the past several weeks, my employer has been making me come in on Sunday for some things that are related to what I do for my job. I'm not really complaining about it. It's just that it eats my time. So that would be a direct conflict with that particular event. So that, and I'm not 100% sure if the Crown Vic's really ready to be out there and be shown to the public yet, because I'd still like to go through it mechanically, check it out, and get it cleaned up a little bit better, and, you know, possibly cover or figure out how to cover some of those lights. Just because I don't want to antagonize law enforcement too much. But yeah, that's where I'm at right now with it. Sorry, this is kind of a me talking at the camera kind of video, but this is really all I've got time for, so I figured I'd give you guys a quick update on what I'm doing with the cars, kind of where my thoughts are with everything. And yeah, appreciate all the subscribers. You guys are great. You guys have been doing awesome things. Really love the support. You guys keep me very motivated, so thank you for that. Thank you for all the likes, and thank you for your awesome comments. And of course, if you want to know when the next video is coming out, you can hit the notifications, get the, the little bell down there. I try to release videos. This is for all the new subscribers. I try to release videos about twice a week, usually on the weekends. Sometimes, if I'm lucky, I can get one out early, like on Friday afternoon. Sometimes it'll show up as late as Sunday evening. Just depends on how much time I have and how deep I get into doing stuff. The other video that I try to release is usually midweek around Wednesday. So trying to do twice a week videos. If I get more time, or if this were to somehow become a career, I could do more. It's just that my full-time job that allows me to buy these kind of fun toys eats a lot of my time. So until then, appreciate everything. Love to all of you, and I'll see you on the next video. Yeah, it's Florida. And it's hot out here, man. I should probably insulate this thing and put an air conditioner out here. Whew, toasty.